Uy! Dalawang phone dumating sabay today. And I have here is a Xiaomi 17 na global variant and a Xiaomi 17 na China ROM variant. Both of them are almost exactly the same with a few minor tweaks and a price difference. Now, this is a really good na compact flagship smartphone for 2026. And I would tell you na it's really good kasi it has improved over sa Xiaomi 15. Which is medyo hindi masyado natuwa sa phone niya. Pero this time around, nag-improve na siya. Promise. So malalaman natin yung mga minor difference itong dalawang phone na ito plus the price difference after this quick intro. So makita natin yung box nila is different. Si Xiaomi 17 na global has a thicker box and a smaller box. Meanwhile, si Xiaomi 17 na China ROM variant has a longer box pero mas manipis siya. Halos pa rin lang ng kanyang laman pero i-unbox pa rin natin just for you. So simulan natin with the global variant. So ganito kanyang packaging, malinis with a simple print. So nakasulat dito sa gilid, Xiaomi 17, and let's open. Xiaomi. Pagbukas natin, you'll see the SIM injector tool. Meron siyang safety guide and warranty card. Meron siyang hard case na clear. Medyo frosted siya. Hindi naman siya sobrang clear. And ito ang kanyang phone. You can pause to see the specs. Further unboxing, you got your A to C cable. And of course, yung kanyang 100 watts of fast charging brick. Bilog nga lang kanyang ulo. And so, ito na ang Xiaomi 17 na global variant. Yeah, ito yung tsura. Really looking nice. Yeah. O, diba? Panalo. Very compact itong phone na ito. So right now, bubuksan na natin yung kanyang China ROM na counterpart. We have a longer box. Halos eksakto naman kanyang print, no? Kung naman pinagkaiba masyado. Co-engineered with Leica rin naman siya. Wala siyang print sa mga gilid. So, buksan na natin. Medyo iba lang kanyang presentation. So, we have yung kanyang small pouch dito and yung small box dito. Iba rin kanyang orientation na pagbukas dito sa ibabaw. So, ito ang kanyang mga nilalaman. Meron tayong SIM ejector tool, meron tayong user guide, and meron tayong clear case na eksakto the same doon sa kanyang global counterpart. Mas clear siya ng konti ang kanyang China ROM na case, and medyo mas malabo ang kanyang global counterpart. Ayun guys, can you see the difference? So nandito na yung phone and nandito yung ibang accessories. We have your A to C cable and we have your 100 watts of fast charging brick. Ang ginanda nito sa China ROM variant is outright masasaksak mo na sa inyong outlet. Kasi this is a Philippine standard na charging head wherein funny enough yung kanyang global variant is a Euro plug. Bilog. You need to go to your friendly hardware store to buy yung kanyang converter which is priced at around 50 pesos to 75 pesos. Lalo mga saksakan nyo sa bahay, ganito, ay talagang hindi mo magagamit to out of the box. Shoutout sa inyo, Xiaomi Philippines, pinahirapan mo pa kami. And ito na yung phone. Yun. Diba? Eksaktong the same lang silang dalawa. Oh. So ito ang global variant and this is the China ROM variant. Eksakto the same sila. I'll tell you kung anong pinagkaiba nila. So there's only one indicator dito. Makita mo sa China ROM malinis. Dito sa global, meron sa CE, saka meron sa isang naka-X na basurahan na recycle bin. So this is the only indicator na ito ang global. This is the China ROM variant. Other than that, there's no other trace. So quickly, differentiate lang natin silang dalawa. Ang China ROM walang eSIM, ang global ROM may eSIM support, which is better if you're going abroad, bibili ka ng mga international na data packages, kadalasan eSIM na. So definitely advantage to. Pero hindi naman naiiwan to kasi you can buy a smart multi-SIM na worth 199 pesos, isasalpak mo lang dito, eSIM capable na siya. Life hacks from Gadget Sidekick. Check na lang sa akin channel how to use this smart eSIM para mapadali ang buhay ninyo if you travel. Pagdating sa kanyang glass protections, ang global variant has a Xiaomi Shield glass na glass protection, samantalang kanyang China ROM variant has a Dragon Trail glass na glass protection. Pareho naman silang MOS level 6, so I'm pretty sure na siguro yung kanyang pangalan lang ang pinagkaiba. Pero yung materials, most likely the same. Pagdating naman sa 5G, parehong nakakasagap naman ito ng 5G kasi parehong may SA and NSA inside. And the last specs difference between these two is yung kanyang battery. Ang global, 6,330 mAh ang kanyang battery, samantalang China ROM having a better and bigger one at 7,000 mAh. Now, here's the fun part, ang kanyang presyo. Ang Xiaomi 17 na global having a 12 gigs of RAM and a 512 gigs of storage is priced at 53,999. Samantalang kanyang China ROM counterpart has a lower entry-level na choice na storage, which is a 12256. Ang kanyang presyo, 39,800 pesos. So, cheaper. And ang kanyang 12,512 para patas ang laban, 43,000 pesos. So you see the price difference nasa 11,000 pesos between these two. And the only advantage nito is it has a warranty here in the Philippines and ito wala. So pick your poison. Pero sa review nito, we'll be concentrating on the China ROM variant dahil almost the same naman ang kanilang specs. We'll just be running through everything na nalalaman natin dito sa Xiaomi 17 na China ROM variant. So pag-usapan natin right now ang kanyang design. Honestly, itong phone na ito is very compact. Kaya ang tawag sa kanya compact flagship smartphone. And it does really live up to the hype. Sobrang gaan itong device nito. It's just weighing at around mga 190 grams. Katamtaman na ng kanyang kapal. It's just 8mm thick. Yung mga buttons sa dito is very snappy nung pinipindot ko. Now, ang likod nito is glass back. We have aluminum side frames and a dragon crystal glass na protection sa harap. Pag global, Xiaomi Shield glass ang gamit nila. Pero I think it's the same. Currently, ito phone na ito is running HyperOS 3 inside Android version 16. And if tama ang nabasa ko, this one gets a 4 years na major Android updates. By the way, ang protection na is IP68 dust water resistant. I think for a flagship phone, sana ginawa na ng IP69 dust water resistant. Kasi IP60 is medyo common na rin siya sa mga mid-ranger. So I was banking na sana IP69 na siya. Binitin pa niya no? Pag tinignan mo naman, manipis sa kanyang bezel, malitin na kanyang punch hole. And overall, feel masarap sa aking kamay. I can do one-hand texting dito sa phone nito, wala akong naging problema. And overall, I'm beginning to love the compact flagship smartphone ni Xiaomi. Beginning dito sa Xiaomi 17. Kasi sa 14 and 15, hindi ko trip. So kung gusto mo makita ang full spec sheet ng Xiaomi 17 na global variant, ito, pakita ko sa inyo. And kung gusto nyo makita ang kanyang China ROM variant na spec sheet, ito, pakita ko sa inyo. Now, kamusta naman experience ko dito sa HyperOS 3? Very smooth. Honestly, sobrang smooth naman nito. Wala kang maging problema sa kanya. Lahat ng task na gusto mo ibato dito sa kanya, maning-mani lang sa kanya. Doing video edit na 4K, using AI dito sa phone nito, playing AAA games, lahat kayang-kaya na i-support. Meron pa bang hindi kaya gawin tong phone na ito? Dahil this one comes together with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. It's the best na meron ni Qualcomm for this year, early this year, probably iba na usapan pag later this year. And for me, sobrang mamaw ang kanyang processor. It was able to give me a 3.75 million points dito sa Antutu benchmark. And if you want to see the other benchmark na nakuha ko, ito, share ko sa inyo. Now, in terms of battery, malaki ang kanyang battery. Ang kanyang China ROM comes together with a 7,000 mAh na battery. And ang kanyang global comes together with a 6,330 mAh. Pareho naman silang silicon carbon, and both devices are capable of supporting 100 watts of fast charging, 50 watts na wireless charging, 22.5 watts na reverse wireless charging, and 22.5 na reverse wired charging. Namin kong sinabi, no? Ganun talaga pag flagship, ang daming specs. And honestly, matipid naman siya sa battery. It can probably last you above 2 days without even charging. As long as you're using it normally, talagang kayang-kaya na magtagal. For me, makunan na kanyang battery dahil it was able to give me a roughly 26 hours of screen on time dito sa PC Mark na battery stress test. Probably yung kanyang global variant might be around mga nasa 22 hours dahil sa bawas na 700 mAh na battery. Now, in terms of display, flagship level ang display na meron mo dito. Pero mas maliit ang kanyang screen size. Like I said, it's a compact flagship smartphone. 6.3-inch na LTPO AMOLED display na may 2,160Hz na PWM dimming, 120Hz screen refresh rate, and ang kanyang maximum brightness, 3,500 nits. Now, if you're browsing sa mga favorite socials mo dito like Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, okay na okay siya. Probably, mapapamangha ka na lang. So, ang ganda naman ng display nito phone ko. Swiping across yung mga shorts and reels, mabilis naman siya. And mabilis din mag-load as long as you have a good internet connection. And by the way guys, ang kanyang global variant supports eSIM na 5G. And ang kanyang China ROM variant supports nano SIM na 5G. Globe Smart dito, lahat gumagana ang kanyang 5G. Pwede mo laruin yung kanyang color scheme. You can put it either to original or vivid, depende sa gusto mo. Pero I would say na mas magandang vivid. And I would highly suggest na i-turn on mo ito, ang kanyang adaptive na refresh rate Pro, para magsarili siya mag-adjust from 1Hz to 120Hz, depende sa pangangailangan mo, para makatipid ka pa ng battery. Pero kung feel mo ayaw mo magtipid ng battery, you can turn it off. And if you're watching mga favorite shows mo dito, like sa YouTube, Netflix, expect to give you a really good experience dito dahil the black is blacker and the colors are really good and punchy. So watching your favorite show is definitely a treat. napag-usapan natin kanyang sounds. This one is being calibrated by Dolby Atmos and it has a dual stereo speaker. 6 na butas dito sa ilalim and the other ones coming dito sa kanyang earpiece. Check natin, gano'n ka flagship level ang kanyang sounds. Well, honestly, kanyang sound is good, solid, and I would say na hindi niya kaya abutin ang level ng sound ng Xiaomi 17 Ultra. Medyo mas mahinga siya ng konti, pero overall, the sound quality is really good. Pang flagship talaga. Now, since this is a flagship level phone, so naglaro ako ng 3 games dito and I was able to play Call of Duty Mobile, Genshin Impact, and Wuthering Waves. Sa Call of Duty Mobile, it was a breeze. 120 FPS ang kaya na abutin and, well, the gameplay was really good. Smooth na smooth siya, wala kang magiging problema dito, wala kang mag-feel na frame drops. The touch response was definitely good, kaya the sound is good. Overall gameplay dito sa kanya is solid and umabot ako ng 41 degrees Celsius after an hour of gameplay. Pagdating sa Genshin Impact, umabot din ako ng 60 FPS. And well, habang nag-heavy battle ako napapansin ko yung kanyang FPS counter, mas umakit pa siya ng 60 FPS. There are times na umabot pa ako ng 73 based sa nakikita ko and hindi naman siya bumababa ng below 58 based sa average na nakikita ko. Overall gameplay was really smooth, wala kang maging problema sa kanya. Well, honestly, yung kanyang viewing angle, I would say it's a little bit smaller dahil it's a compact flagship smartphone, pero it doesn't really affect the gameplay. Pinakamainit na naabot niya is 43 degrees Celsius. Pagdating sa Wuthering Waves, umabot din ako ng 60 FPS. Pero pagdating sa Clash, bumababa siya as low as 55. Wala akong na-feel na lags frame drops dito sa game niya kasi 5 FPS is baliwala lang. And overall gameplay dito sa kanya is quite okay. Wala akong naging problema sa kanya. Lalo pa nagka-clash. Though, one thing na reklamo ko dito is medyo mainit siya after an hour of gameplay. Umabot ako ng 49 degrees Celsius. And pansin ko habang nag-game ako ng Wuthering Waves, medyo umiinit siya somewhere dito sa kanyang frames. So, one of my advice, gumamit ka na game cooler. Now guys, of course, gusto na natin right now pag-usapan ang kanyang camera. Siyempre, Leica yung kanyang camera. It has a 50MP na main camera sensor with OIS. And by the way guys, ang gamit ng main camera sensor is a OmniVision 950 Light Hunter. 50MP na telephoto lens with 2.6 times optical zoom and 50MP na ultra-wide lens. Kaya na mag-shoot up to 8K and 30. Ang kind of front-facing camera, 50MP, which can shoot you up to 4K and 60. Lahat yan guys, Leica lenses. Now, first things first, gusto ko sabihin sa inyo na based sa akin experience as early as now, it is improved over compared sa Xiaomi 15. Nung Xiaomi 15 ginagamit ko siya, sabi ko, parang so-so lang ang kanyang camera. Parang hindi siya Leica na datingan, yung talaga flagship level. Feeling ko medyo napag-iwanan siya ni Vivo X200 Pro Mini back then. Pero right now guys, ibahin na natin ang kwento. Gumanda na siya. Starting off with some of the outdoor shots na nakuha natin, and I would say na it's a very simple shot to. It really looks good kasi ang sharp ng kanyang focus sa subject and ang ganda rin ng kanyang pagka-background blur. Taking some mga simple shots like mga greens and well, honestly, I'll admit na medyo saturated siya towards the darker green na shade. Pero overall, maganda naman kanyang pagka-saturation. Madaling i-post sa Instagram. Kaya yung simpleng white gumamela shot like this one, ang ganda ng kanyang details. Tinry ko naman maglaro ng kanyang ultra-wide shot and zoom it all the way to 10 times zoom. Honestly, ang kanyang 10 times zoom is pretty nice and solid. And on this other shot naman na ginawa natin, I was able to zoom all the way up to 60 times zoom. Tinino guys, so kahit digitally zoom, maganda pa rin ang kanyang output dito sa 60 times zoom na picture. And honestly, pag isa kang bakasyonista, you're trying to take photos sa mga landscape shot, pag nasa abroad ka, maganda ito kanyang camera. It will be able to get you some really nice snaps on outdoor. Now, pasok naman tayo right now sa indoor. I did try some food photography dito sa Kenya. And honestly, maganda ang mga food photos na na-capture ko dito sa Kenya. Really nice, sharp na sharp ang mga photos. And it really looks yummy. Kahit itong lobster na ito, no, hindi pa niluluto, mukhang yummy na eh. And some of this low light shot na kinuha ko during my birthday on March 24, dito sa bahay low light lang, no, ang ganda rin ng capture niya dito sa Kenya. And by the way, mga to, na-order ko to sa Taste and Tell Manila. Masarap siya. And of course, nag-try din tayo sa mga low light nung gabi dito sa Dapitan Arcade. Was able to take in some of these snaps. Surprisingly, meron pa mga Christmas decor na naka-display. Though some of them are a little bit overexposed, kaya kailangan mo i-lower daw kunti ka ng exposure to get a better shot. Pero overall, ang kanyang camera for taking light photos is quite solid. na kung ginamit mo naman ka ng front-facing camera to take mga selfie photos, not bad ang mga photos na na-capture ko dito, pero mas gusto ko lang talaga yung mga output ng Xiaomi 17 Ultra. Mas sharper, mas magandang kanyang output compared sa Xiaomi 17. Pero I ain't complaining kasi di hamang mas mahal sobra ang Xiaomi 17 Ultra. Pero ang kanyang output dito is quite not bad para sa akin. Indoor shots, kahit low light, okay, was able to perform. And kahit kumuha ka ng mga groupies dito, kayang-kaya din niya. Maganda rin. Now here's a quick video sample from outdoor using the front-facing camera. And 60 FPS. Stable. And pang outdoor, pang vlogging. Perfect na perfect. Dahil this is a compact na smartphone. And I would say na kahit mag-pan around ka, smooth naman ang kanyang transition. Can you see? And here's a rear camera video from outdoors. 17 base variant, no? Also recording at 4K and 60. Mas sabi ko sa inyo guys, very smooth and wala kang maging problema dito. If you're using this for vlogging, perfect na perfect. Kaya mag-zoom up to 5 times zoom, walang problema. Sagad natin to 15, still okay. Tingin nyo guys, okay ba? Now guys, overall, ano masasabi ko sa Xiaomi 17 5G? It has improved lalo sa ng camera division compared sa Xiaomi 14 and Xiaomi 15. And honestly, I love yung kind of form factor. Wala kang maging problema dito. Kung yun, ikaw yung tipong tao na okay sa'yo ang smaller smartphone dahil you can do one-hand texting from coast to coast, abot na abot mo ang buong screen, and this is just simply perfect for you. Lalo sa mga tao na medyo mas maliit ang yung kamay, and this is, well, honestly, highly recommended na flagship phone. You can either go for global roam or China roam depending sa taste mo, pero mas makakatipid ka lang ng husto if you're using a China roam phone. By the way, this phone is already available sa UKDB Gadgets, which I'll post the link on the description box below, or just simply click yung YouTube shopping link para makabili ka ng Xiaomi 17 5G. Now, kung meron kayo kilala mga friends and family na naghanap ng flagship phone na hindi mablaki at compact lang sa kanilang kamay, feel free to recommend ang Xiaomi 17 5G. And of course guys, ina-encourage ko kayo to like, subscribe dito sa aking channel so you don't miss ang mga flagship phone review here sa aking channel like this one. So paano yan guys, hanggang dito muna ako and I'll see you on my next video. Peace out. And so, ako para si Richmond and you're watching Gadget Sidekick. What's up? Like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. For one of my latest uploads, click the dito. And for one of my popular uploads, click here.